driving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon, everybody. I know, I'm late. My wife is sick and she needed some things, so that kind of took precedence. I'm sure everybody understands. Today we're going to be covering the next portion of step 12 in the 12 by 12. And yeah, it's kind of nice because I already have a hey Michelle, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I just find this funny. Well, she's my pastor. Good evening, Patricia. It's good to see you. Pastor Marsha, she's helped me open the club, and she was describing me to the board. And she said the way that she described me was salty. And I found that pretty humorous. It has to, because I cuss kind of like a sailor. Actually, I don't cuss that much, but I do. And I talked to her about it a little bit, and I'm like, I can do what I can to try and get rid of it. She said, no. You don't need to change. You're great the way you are. I'm like, wow. My pastor told me I didn't have to stop swearing, which just makes me kind of want to not do it, you know. I just love it when I hear other people describe me, and they're trying to be. The big one is he's very passionate. But I think Michelle kind of hit it on the head. I don't beat around the bush. I don't play around with the program at all. Myself, I don't take seriously. No. Me, I have to laugh at. I have to. I was just I was out getting some stuff for my wife, and the guy says, "Yeah, you got any plans?" And I said, "No, I only got up about an hour ago." He's like, "Oh, that must be nice. You want to switch lives?" I told him, "Sure. Mine comes with PTSD, anxiety, depression, and alcoholism. When can we switch?" So you're also not going to be able to hold a job, a relationship. Sure, you want to switch this life. I ended up saying, dude, I'm messing with you. I got a good life, right? But be careful what you say to people. Okay? Oh, gee, that must be nice. I'll tell you the what. Okay, fine. Let's switch. Let's see. That kid learned something. Walk a mile in somebody's shoes first. All right, we are going to be in the 12 by 12. I believe we're on page 109. On the first paragraph is where we're going to start. We'll probably get through a good part of it this evening, and then I'll finish it up tomorrow. It kind of had to be a three-parter. It's pretty long. You know, it's going to take about an hour to kind of cover everything. So I'm doing it in 20-minute increments. Welcome to Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. If you're here, please say hello. Gary, good to see you. All right, let's get started. So practice, actually, we were at the next one down, but I'm going to go ahead and read this paragraph again. So practicing these steps, we had a spiritual awakening about which finally there was no question. Looking at those who were only beginning and still doubted themselves, the rest of us were able to see the change setting in. You know, remember we talked yesterday that people tend to see I'm the last person to really see any change in me. I even though I even though I look inwardly a lot, I'm still the last person that notices any change in me. So let's be encouraging out there. If you see people making progress, because that's how we mark our journey here, our successes in our journey, okay, is by claiming that spiritual progress, okay, when appropriate. Okay. I know we get excited about our birthdays, but if your birthday is tomorrow, you have to wait till tomorrow. Don't announce it today. Okay. I know you want to. I wanted to too. Okay, but we must refrain from that. Okay. I have blah blah years, but what about the people that legitimately had 30 days today? Let's not see. What about the people that are just beginning their successes? Let's think about that, right? Oh, I'm proud of you for the time that you have. I am. But it is not, you cannot to use your time as a success tool. It won't work. I'm telling you, it just won't work. From great numbers of such experiences, we could predict that the doubter who still claimed that he hadn't gotten the spiritual angle, who still considered his well loved AA group the higher power, would presently love God and call him by name. Eventually, anybody that really ends up in the program for quite a while ends up using God. Why? Because that's what everybody says. No biggie. Okay? I don't call my God God. I call him dude. That's not true. I don't call him dude. All right. So this is where we left off yesterday. Now, what about the rest of the 12th step? The wonderful energy it releases and the eager action by which it carries our message to the next suffering alcoholic, and which finally translates the 12 steps into action upon all of our affairs, is the payoff, the magnificent reality of Alcoholics Anonymous. Understanding that you can be, source works great. Yeah. So it's great. No, you're not going to be told what to do here. You know, it's not how we work. We work on attraction rather than promotion, right? So the wonderful energy that it releases, it's the eyes. It's the eyes, my friends. You'll notice it. This little film will go right over there. They'll gloss up. They have hope in their eyeballs. At this point, we can look at ourselves in the mirror and go, holy crap, I love this person. Where the fuck did you come from? Right? Because we're the last people to see. And I'm getting goosebumps just from that. When you understand that you're more than all of this. You really are. What a miracle. What a miracle. Then you begin to understand what power you actually have. You have the power to save other people's lives. That's true power. That's God's power. And he utilizes us to do it. Even the newest even the newest of newcomers find undreamed rewards as he tries to help his brother alcoholic, the one who is even blinder than he. That's right. A person with a week is probably going to get closer to a person with a couple of days quicker than I am. Why? Because they're closer. They're closer to what's going on. Makes sense. This is indeed the kind of giving that actually demands nothing. He does not expect his brother suffer to pay him or even love him. And then he discovers that by the divine paradox of this kind of giving, he has found his own reward. Life. Freedom. Freedom from addiction. Whoa. Freedom from the hell that we have been living. And it was hell. Okay. That's why a lot of us don't fear certain things. We've been to hell and back. We went to hell. They opened up the gates, gave us a horse to ride, and said, "Hey, yippee ki yay, motherfucker! Let's go drinking." And I went. I went. And then he discovers the paradox he found his own reward, whether his brother has yet received anything or not. His own character may still be gravely defective, but he knows somehow that God has enabled him to make a mighty beginning. Okay. So, and I think on this. Hey Ingrid, good to see you. And I think on this. I want every single newcomer to have that mighty beginning. Okay. I want them to have a chance at that. His character may still be gravely defective, okay? And he senses that he stands at the edge of new mysteries, joys, and experience of which he had never even dreamed. And it doesn't matter your age. Age has nothing to do with this. Okay? Practically every AM member declares that no satisfaction has been deeper and no joy greater than in a 12-step job done well. There is no. And until you have experienced it, you're not going to know. Okay? But the joy of watching somebody else get their life back together is better than any gift you will ever get in your life. I guarantee it. Are you going to be able to take credit? No. God takes credit. Do you get to be a part of it? Fuck yeah, you do. It's part of your fellowship. That's one of the dividends. See, those are what we get. These are presents, miracles, whatever you want to call them. I call them dividends. Right? To watch the eyes of men and women open with wonder as they move from darkness into the light. To see their lives quickly fill with new purpose and meaning, to see whole families reassembled, to see the alcoholic outcast received back into his community of full citizenship. And above all, to watch these people awaken to the presence of a loving God in their lives. It's beautiful. It is. Watching somebody cast aside their old self and renew themselves into another one is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my whole life. To watch a mom get her young kids back. Yeah. These things are the substance of what we receive as we carry a message to the next alcoholic. Now, we're not going to expect any gifts, but you're going to get them. Some of them may even be scary because you haven't experienced them yet. Hey, welcome. Welcome, everybody. We got a lot of people here today. Hey, let's just keep reading. All right. Nor is this the only kind of 12-step work. We sit in AA meetings and listen not only to receive something ourselves, but to give the reassurance and support which our presence can bring. If our turn comes to speak at our meeting, we try to carry the AA message. Okay? If you're done with the work, you don't get to dump at meetings. I don't get to dump at meetings. No, I have to stay in the solution. If I need to do a 10th step, heck, there's 6, 7 people here right now that I called do a 10th step. Okay? Right? We've got to step out of that. I mean, I get it. You know, in a sense, I am still a newcomer because in the fact that I'm learning, that I'm still learning. Okay? But it took a while for me to understand that I am more than that and that it's okay. It doesn't mean that I'm better, bigger, or anything else. It just means that that's who Dion is, and that's okay. It was hard to accept me for who I was. It was, and some days it's still hard. We said, if our turn comes, yeah, whether our audience is one or many, it is still 12-step work. I need to hear this sometimes, because sometimes I come here and do this, nobody's here. I do it anyway, because I have to remember it doesn't matter. It's God's work, and He will get my message where it needs to be. And it doesn't need to be forced. It doesn't need to be pushed. It doesn't need to be prodded. It doesn't need to be promoted. There are many opportunities, even for us who feel unable to speak at meetings, who are so situated that we cannot do much face-to-face 12-step work. That has changed. That's changed. There is no excuse anymore. I've done 12-step calls over Zoom. Do they work? I don't know. I haven't done enough of them. I don't know. I don't know if those people are still sober. I don't follow people like that. We can be the ones who take on the unspectacular but important tasks that make good 12-step work possible. Perhaps arranging for the coffee and cake after the meetings, where so many skeptical, suspicious newcomers have found confidence and comfort in the laughter and talk. This is 12-step work in the very best sense of the word. Freely ye have received, freely give is the core of this part of step 12. All right. So in face-to-face meetings, this still goes on. Okay. We have meetings. There's the meeting. There's the meeting before the meeting. There's the meeting. And then there's the meeting after the meeting. Meetings are usually actually about an hour and a half long. Okay. This is the way I do it. If I run a Zoom room, if I am hosting a Zoom, I open it 15 minutes early, always, for anybody to be able to show up and talk. And I would suggest, if you're doing that you do that too. It provides the camaraderie. It gives some people a chance to come in and say, I'm new, without having to do it in front of a whole audience. And then they can get a little bit of support before then. Okay. If you let people and don't shy away from letting people in. I know we got trolls and stuff. Let them in. Those are our future AAers, those trolls. Okay. Let's talk about trolls just real quick. I did the same shit. I made prank phone calls. I ding dong ditched. I did all of it. Oh, I hear it. Oh, I hear it. They're kids, man. Don't let these 17-year-olds have such control over you. Why are they bombing an AA meeting? Because it's funny. It's funny to them. They're stupid little kids. So what? I know. I don't want to see it either, but all right. So freely have received. This was freely given to me. That means I'm going to give it away freely. Nothing in return. No, that's not true. Trust me, God has gifted me. I have a beautiful family. I've got a great relationship with my wife. I live in a house. I have a decent car. Okay. God did that. Okay. But I do his work quite often. So we may often pass through 12-step experiences where we seem to be temporarily off the beam. Yeah, I've been there. You're going to feel your own inadequacy. Yeah, all the 12-step meetings are going to get them. If you have a Zoom thing and it's out there, they're gonna do it. It's just the way it is. Think of it this way. Your group is big enough that enough people know about it. So in a way, it's actually kind of a good sign if you're getting a lot of bombers. It means that you're getting the word out. Think of it that way. No. As somebody that does that a lot, it works, man. Think of the people that you are helping. What if one day one of those bombers accidentally hears something that you have to say and they go to their mom and say, Mom, I think you might need to go to AA. You don't know. We don't know. Okay. All right. These will appear like big setbacks at the time, but will be seen later as stepping stones to better things. For example, we may have our hearts set on getting a particular person sobered up, and after doing all we can for months, we see him relapse. This hurts. It can hurt. Okay. It's not on you. It's not on them. They're drinking beyond their drinking is beyond them. It is beyond you. It's beyond all of us. Okay. Even my mom fell into it. My wife fell into it, that they thought that they could get me sober, but they couldn't. Okay. You can't help it. I do the same thing with my daughter. Even though I know better. Even though I know better. And I shouldn't say that. She hasn't been using or drinking, or I'm so proud of my children. I am. My son's got 2 more years than me. You know that? Meth. Okay. Perhaps this will happen in succession of cases, and we may deeply discourage to our ability to carry our AA's message. Okay. Or we may encounter the reverse situation in which we are highly elated because we seem to have been successful. Here are the temptation to become rather possessive of the newcomers. Okay. When people tell me this is hey Chris, good to see you. I got your message. Love you, bro. I was in a meeting. Yeah, God. I'm going to tell you something. I have a 100% success rate. I'm sober. You have a 100% success rate when it comes to sponsoring. You're sober. Okay? That's the success. Okay? I've seen a lot of people come into this program, try and die from alcoholism. And it sucks. It's hard to watch. And it reminds me that it doesn't work out there. What that means is that is the grace of God working in my life. Because I could easily be that person. Easily. One day out of sorts. And don't pray. And don't hit a meeting. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. So we can't be possessive of newcomers. When people tell me, oh, I got 6, 7 sponsees. What? That's too much. How are you getting to all these people? Share the wealth. Share the wealth. Right. Now, then again, I'm not the kind of person where a lot of people come up and ask me to be their sponsor. In fact, nobody is in the 7.5 years I've been back, 2 people have asked me to be their sponsor. Okay. And it didn't work. Didn't work. Maybe it did work. I don't know. Maybe they got back in. I hope so. I hope so. I really do. Okay. Perhaps we tried to give them advice about their affairs, which we aren't really competent to give or ought to not give at all. I don't give advice to my sponsees. I will give my experience, strength, and hope, but I will not give advice. I may know, but that doesn't mean that I need to give it. Then we are hurt and confused when the advice is rejected or when it is accepted and brings still greater confusion. Oh, woe is me. Woe is me. Never work harder than the client. It's a rule. Never work harder than your sponsee. Don't do it, or you're doing the work. You don't want your sponsee dependent upon you. Hey, can I borrow some money? Can I live at your house? Can we do these things? No, we cannot. And when I first get a sponsee during our first meeting, I let them know, if you do not feel like I am a good fit, you are allowed to say, Dion, I'd like to look for another sponsor, and I will help you find a sponsor that fits for you. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I want you to know you're not going to hurt my feelings. This is your recovery, and I want you to be fucking selfish about it. See how it's not mine? It's not mine. I don't get to make those everyday, day-to-day decisions for him. The best I can hope for is that I'm the voice in his head. Okay? That's the best I can hope for. No, you don't want to take that drink. Think about it a little bit, Okay? So what are we really? We're accountability buddies. That's all. Don't take it any more than that. Okay? Now, I'm an expert in some things, but I don't really bring it. I mean, I kind of bring it here, but I don't tout it. Okay? By a great deal of ardent 12th step work, we sometimes carry the message to so many alcoholics that they place us in a position of trust. Got to be careful of that. Okay, you have to be careful of that because we are fallible. We are fallible. They may make us, let us say, the group's chairman. Here again, we are presented with the temptation to overmanage things, and sometimes this result in rebuffs and other consequences which are hard to take. All right. It seems like everywhere I go, people want to make me the host of the group, or they want me to, and I turn things down. Okay. The reason I turn them down is because I do a lot of service work. And if I take it all, then who else gets it? Then it's not going to be there for the newcomer. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Makes me feel loved. I appreciate that. Right? Like they want to make me the chairperson of the group conscious. They don't want that. Trust me. They don't want me running it. Okay. And the reason they don't want me running it is because I would change a lot of things. And I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing. I don't know. I'm not God. I don't know. See? Okay. But in the longer run, we clearly realize that these are only the pains of growing up, and nothing but good can come from them. If we turn more and more into the entire 12 steps for the answer. Here comes the fun part. We've only gone 2 pages. I'm going to do a little bit more. This might be 4 or 5. Holy crap, still going. We're not even halfway through. So, but that's okay. If I do this for a week, then I'll do it for a week. All right. But I am getting close to 30 minutes. So I'm going to go about 5 more minutes here, okay? Now comes the biggest question yet. What about the practice of these principles in all of our affairs? Thank you for stopping by, Ingrid. I love you. Have a good night, honey. What about the practicing these principles in all of our affairs? Every step has a principle behind it, and those are the principles in which we follow. What are the principles? Okay. What's funny is the place that I get them is in a book I don't like called Drop the Rock. I'm not a big fan of this, but what a repetitive, it just doesn't, yeah. Anyway, but it has because I found if you go look for it on the internet, it's the wrong list. It's the wrong list because step 9 is justice, not forgiveness. Justice. Forgiveness is different. It's not even on here. Step 1, honesty. Step 2, hope. Step 3, faith. Step 4, courage. Step 5, integrity. Step 6, willingness. Step 7, humility. Step 8, brotherly love. Step 9, justice. Step 10, perseverance. Step 11, spiritual awareness. And step 12, service. Those are the right ones. Okay. That's the ones I've always seen anyway. All right. Can we love the whole pattern of living as eagerly as we do the Saul segment of it we discover when we try to help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety? Can we bring the same spirit of love and tolerance into our sometimes deranged family lives that we bring into our AA group? Wow, that's a challenging question. Do you provide the same love and tolerance to your family that you do in your group? I hope so. I hope so. And the reason that I say that is this is the way I see it. Those are the people that actually taught me love and tolerance. And now it's my turn to give it back. That's the way I see it. Okay. They did their part. My wife did her part. I'm catching up. That's how I feel about it. Right. She may not feel that way. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I want to become a better person every day. And I like doing that for her because I love her a lot. I enjoy doing it for me too. You know? But there's nothing better when your wife or your kid comes up to you, even your mommy, and says, "I'm really proud of you." Can we have the same kind of confidence and faith in these people who have been infected and sometimes crippled by our own illness that we have in our sponsors? Can we actually carry the AA spirit into our daily work? Can we meet our newly recognized responsibility to the world at large? And can we bring new purpose and devotion to the religion of our choice? Can we find the new joy of living in trying to do something about all these things? Yeah. Right. I like to do a lot of work in my community, right? I believe in community. And even though some of my community is the World Wide Web, I live in North Glen, Colorado, and so I try and do things for my county, for my community, because that's where the real work is at. Okay, let's remember that AA is grassroots, man. Okay, we are the kind of people where we meet other people where they are at, because somebody met me where I was at. They didn't expect me to meet. They didn't expect me to be up here with them. Okay, we're the kind of people that bring hope to lackluster, tired eyes, man. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. It's been a good meeting. This was a so. All right. So tomorrow we will be on page 112, and like I said, we're not even halfway through. This probably gonna take me 5 or 6 sessions, which is okay. Try to stay consistent. My sleeping has been. I doubt I'm even going to get up for the Bronco game tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Thank you all for being here. There was a lot of people here, so I'm just going to kind of lump everybody together on this one and let you know I appreciate y'all. I love you. Peace out. And